Down here in the bottom right in the red is soO.
And to the top left in the blue, former MVP, formerly known as Vampire. It's Gems Super.
Definitely like Vampire better as a name.
Yeah, me too.
Except, you know, with all the teenage vampire movies that came out and kind of ruined the whole image of vampires being cool and all that.
I think someone recommended to him Buffy, and he got scared. He decided to change his ID. Look at that sick balance for this map, by the way. 152, 155 ZVP. That's pretty cool. I would guess that stat's probably from TLPD. For those of you who don't know, I know a lot of people think Liquipedia and TLPD is a resource mostly used by foreigners, but pretty much all Koreans use the site to look up stats and information about players. It's very widely used by Koreans and even journalists. He wants to see some cheese! Well, you got to see something on the verge of cheese last game. Maybe we can see something a little bit cheesier coming up here, you know. That was like a slice of American cheese, you know. It didn't really feel that cheesy. You pull it out of the plastic. Your younger brother used to eat it out of the package. You thought it was gross, but, you know, he still did it. And your parents were just like, just let him do his thing. But we might get to see something a little bit finer coming up and then some of our later series.
Could happen. I mean, we're already seeing a Forge come down here.
All right, let's see his cannon skills in action this time. All right, soO's already ready. He's checking. Can he get the 3 cannon or the pylon wall? Excuse me. Okay, he keeps doing this in between pylon action. He needs to get in there.
Let's see the reaction here to soO. He brings down 1 extra drone so far. Where are the others?
There it comes.
They are.
He's got a lot more this time. It's a lot easier to cannon on this map.
So is he going to throw down some cannons now when more drones are pulled compared to the Overgrowth game?
soO's just like, I'm sending these back, man. I know your game. He could still place them. He's just so timid about it. It takes only 3 drones to kill a building cannon, for those of you guys who don't know, if you catch it right when it starts building. So I guess this is just going to become a bit of a, I don't know, I want to say like a standard. You know, it does draw the drones away for long enough to really make up for that 200 mils. Think about it. If you have, how many drones do you have pulled in total there? Maybe at the most like 8.
Yeah.
And 5 per trip, that's 40 minerals per trip lost. You do that, you miss 5 trips, and that's 200 minerals. So the difference being that he will eventually get those minerals, whereas the pylon money he's never going to get back. He already mined that. But I guess it does, you know, cause a panic reaction. You have a little bit of vision there at the pylons, and it will force him to kill them eventually.
Yeah. You get into your opponent's head. You don't just let him, you know, just play his own game without any, you know, interruptions or anything like this. So, I don't know. I feel like I'd like to see the math first, but it seems worth it.
I mean, he wouldn't be doing it if it weren't, right? So I feel like it's got to be worth it. It would be really nice if you know, he didn't have to make pylons at home too. As you can see at the top right, he's 28 out of 44 right now and was 52 for a second. If he didn't need to make pylons at home for a wall, then he could still use that supply temporarily, you know, to make his probes and stuff, and it would be like okay, almost like a Terran could, but it doesn't really work out that way in this case. But interesting nonetheless. We've seen it twice in a row now. Oh, in the same series, I should say.
Yeah.
Get out of here, sir. Come on here.
That's the Zergling brother of the one Zergling who is attacking those pylons. They're going to meet up together now.
Yeah. Also the younger brother who liked to eat the cheese raw, you know, out of the
I think I was that guy. I used to like mozzarella cheese too.
Like the cheese stick?
Cheese sticks were okay, but also just off the block too was good.
I think I probably asked you this before, but what's your favorite cheese?
I think it's mozzarella.
The right answer is actually Proxy Poidre Ellen. Sorry.
You got me there, Wolf. You got me.
But I do personally like white cheddar. And really sharp cheddar needs to be really sharp.
But then you need crackers.
Yeah. What's your favorite cracker to put cheese on then?
I don't know. when I was young, I used to eat such snacks like Gushers and fruit roll-ups and stuff like this. You know, Devil Dogs, Twinkies.
Well,
not really the cheese and crackers kind of guy.
I was cheese and crackers, and I did not eat that weird cheese stick thing where you like pull the plastic back and you have a little cheese dipping sauce and those small little cracker things that are like almost like a pretzel but really bland, and you dip them in the cheese or chocolate depending on which variation you got. Those were gross. You know,
I used to have the chocolate ones, Dunkaroos, you mean?
Yeah, Dunkaroos. Those are terrible.
No, they were so good.
No, you need...
The chocolate was amazing.
Listen, go get your $7 cheese from Kroger and put them on a Triscuit. By the way, this is a really big attack coming out here. He is making...
By the way...
he is making a ton of lings here as well as roaches coming across here. He wants to smash that third base to pieces, man.
He saw that third base coming up this early, and he just made straight lings, roaches here at 45 supply, and he's going for it. He kind of gets a decent surround here on some of these sentries.
Any sentries he can get here is amazing, but it doesn't look like he gets more than one.
Yeah, and he loses a lot of lings with that, too, so he's not going to be able to put as much pressure on this third base.
But some force fields did get placed, and this sentry is not in the right spot at all. Let's see about these other ones. Nice force field there by Super. Great force fields, actually. Those sentries hugging together tight.
Yeah. That's one thing I've noticed this whole series. His force fields the entire time was stellar, but hold that thought. Tons of roaches joining this group, and they're attacking right at the front. This cannon's going to go down, and the rest of the army is pretty cut off from that area as well with the Nexus cannon.
Yeah, I don't think he had any energy left on those sentries this time, and now he's going to lose his robo potentially. Probes are coming off the line to try to save it here, and more lings streaming from the right side. It looks like he saved his third base, but this natural is going down.
It definitely is.
Well, maybe, you know. The Nexus cannon sure is helping out quite a bit. He's lost a lot of probes here.
Even if it's not going down, he's just doing so much damage. Looks like with this Immortal, he will be able to push it back with some Morphins as well, but he's doing so much damage. He's coming to the third base now. More lings and more roaches, the only things on this production tab right now. And he's going straight for this third base now. Mothership Core doing decently. He's going to get that cannon down, and look at this. There's no mining here, and he could get that Nexus even.
Yeah, you know, if he saves the natural, he loses the third base. If he saves the third base, he loses the natural. It's kind of a lose-lose situation here. Sue's hit a really nice timing. And, you know, this cheese right here is just straight cheddar. What we've got coming out here. It's not nothing sharp, nothing fancy. It's not Gouda cheese, not Swiss cheese. Because there certainly isn't any holes in this play.
No.
We got coming out here. Pretty solid build.
Yeah. Now the unit's just going to get rid of these leftover gateways, warp gates. They're not going to be able to warp in anything anyway. And Super's just going to have to sit back on his natural. He's lost a lot. We see Sue just now droning up behind this. He's already up to 60 drones on 3 bases. Could take a 4th base. He's just making a macro hats instead. He's just in total control of this game. And I think we may see a Game 5 out of this. I mean, I'm not calling it just yet, but Sue's taking a huge advantage in this one.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's certainly almost achieved victory with this. Tech-wise, his speed is about to finish. And then he could just keep smashing that third base over and over and over again, forcing cancels. And his economy is back up to snuff, too. He's got 60 drones. It's sort of 4th base while he's doing this, too. Look at how much money he has. He's got 1,000 minerals. He could drop 300, get a few drones out after he gets that third. I mean, he's got 18 roaches with speed on the map. They're not going to have a tough time here. Now, there's a lot of sentries, which means he can drop a lot of force fields, but I don't think he has even a single stalker in this army. And sentries basically don't do damage. The Immortals at the back are going to have to kill all of these units once the force fields fall.
Including the lings. So it's going to take a long time. There's a lot of lings.
Certainly a lot of lings here, Brendan. All right, tight wall here. That's nice. Okay, 2 stalkers in this army. 3 Immortals and 13 sentries. Let's see if that's the lucky number here. Well, he doesn't stop the lings.
Doesn't stop the lings, but he stops all of the roaches in the back, and he's cleaning up all these lings for now. Seems like he loses maybe a couple of these sentries, but he's doing a really nice job with the force fields so far. Just needs to remake them, and look at that. He doesn't lose really much of anything.
I feel like Super has figured something out like that we just don't know. He's like
some parting
he's
force
like,
fields,
like
man.
the lings are supposed to get in, and I have just enough DPS to kill them before they kill any of my stuff. And the roaches just dance back there. I got my Mothership Core patting them on the back over there for a second for being good and staying like I asked them to. He's actually really just showing us some different type of force field play today here. And it's like he's seen the math or something. He just really knows what he's doing.
Yeah, we're seeing some really nice practice play out of Super. That's why we see him taking wins against a guy like soO. It's the only explanation. He's playing really, really good. Really well, I should say. Do you see a Muta switch here? 8, 9 Mutas coming in here, and he does have that 4th base up. He's going to want to take those gases as soon as possible.
There's no cannons. Blink is not going to be done in time, so this Muta switch could really throw quite a bit of a curveball to Super right now. He's not really prepared for this just yet. And it's certainly going to be able to shut down this Warp Prism if he's able to see it before he sends those Mutas across the map. Big Zealot warping over here. Not as big as Parting Big Boy, but pretty big warping over there. Big Zealots, no sleep, big damage coming in.
Yeah. We do have 4 of them in the War Prism and 2 just walking over, and it's a huge attack. He's attacking down the middle at the same time. But there's no defense here at this natural. The Muta's doing a lot of damage, but Super's not wasting any time. Wants to go for an attack here. He's going to drop 4 in the main and warp in a bunch more.
A lot of Stalkers here warping in for the defense, too.
So he's not going to be able to warp in anything else with this, these 4 Zealots. And it should be able to eventually be cleaned up.
Well, if he pays attention, though, his Lings are fighting with the Mutas here against the Zealots, and the Warp Prism actually escapes. So could get back in there later. Plus, the Lings were fighting in a bad spot against the Zealots. The Zealots actually got a pretty nice trade. He sends every single unit back on 1A Syndrome back to the main base, which allows these units to actually get this high ground position over here. And, you know, Super's still behind in this game, but he's really trying to find an angle, and it's working okay for him.
He really is. I just worry for him. You know, there are 128 Lings on this map right now. And look at all of those Mutas as well, 18 Mutas. He doesn't have that many Roaches, but I'm not sure if he's going to need them. He's going for a huge counterattack.
Oh, God, he's getting caught. He's getting caught here, and we know how these force fields work. Look at those force fields here, and now he can just fight the Mutas with his Stalkers alone, and Immortals are killing the Roaches here, doing whatever they want. This is just too much. Too much process. He's got to fly away, but he's lost a lot in the process. The next wave of force fields, where is it? Does he have any energy?
It doesn't
not
look
a whole
like
lot.
it, but it doesn't really matter. There's not really much else on the ground.
Superman, he is the force field.
What is going on here? And he's got forward pylons with this at the same time. He got a probe over here to make a forward pylon, and he's going full aggression with this.
He's about to win this game. I don't even know what to say. soO does not take his force field seriously enough. He's got 15 Mutas on the map. There's enough cannons being warped in, plus a few warp-ins of Stalkers to stop him from winning an elimination race. His Mutas are now on the wrong side of the map, and these Stalkers are going to kill a natural. Goodbye,
God.
Spire. Uh-oh. Look at Super. He looks like he's in shock himself.
His mouth is wide open. He's like, I didn't even know I was this good.
No, you
What's
really
going
are.
on?
You really are this good, as it turns out. And look at the position here on these units again. Minimal force fields. 4 here, 5 now drop to stop this. And the Mutas barely may be able to clean this up. There's a lot of Immortals on the ground here, not so many Stalkers.
Yeah.
He actually may be able to finally clean this up.
Looks like it. The Immortals will be out of luck here alone.
Should try to snipe the hatch with them or something, though. He's really not targeting those. Okay, now he is.
But, I mean, at the same time, we got 19 drones here for soO.
Yeah, I mean,
he's down to 50 supply.
He's won the game, but wow. soO is not getting second place this tournament. And Superman, he needs to change his ID to Force Field Mon like Puzzle used to be, because we haven't seen engagements like this in quite some time.
This was some sick PvZ play.
GG. That was inspirational play right there.
That was amazing.
Oh my
Super
God, the upset
wins.
of the year. Super beats soO 3-1. Only Cats won a game in this series, in my mind, man.
That's pretty true, actually. It's pretty true.
Wow. Those force fields were out of this world. His decision-making in a fight, his micro, he knows exactly how many Stalkers he needs to fight Lings. A lot of players panic and try to force the Lings away from their units. He just knows what he needs to do, when he needs to keep the Lings off, when he needs to keep the Roaches off. And guess what? Another Protoss in the round of 8.
That says Rogue and Biel lost, and soO is going to get through, right? But then it's like, nope, he doesn't get through.
Nope.
That's all it said.
He didn't get through. So now
That was just some amazingly practiced play. That was just so obvious to me. Super put so much into winning this one against soO, especially.
Now 5/8 of the round of 8 is Protoss, if I'm not mistaken.
No, it's 4.
Is it not 5?
No, it's 4. Because 4 from yesterday plus Flash, and then 5 today. Or
yeah, 5.
Oh,
in
yeah,
Super.
okay.
Yeah, 5 out of
Sorry.
8. I'm like, you're freaking out.
I'm like, oh no, you're wrong. But here I am, just totally wrong.
So that's a pretty good Protoss ratio for Protoss fans. And guess what, guys? We've got an insanely favorite Protoss coming up next against soO here.
Yeah.
Super underdog here in this tournament as a Terran. Wants to join the ranks of Flash to be the second Terran to advance to the round of 8. But Hero Man, our tied with SOS most winning player, is not going to make it easy for him.
Yeah. I don't think so. We saw a really big upset here in Super, but if Sari wins this one, I think that's even bigger upset.
Yeah, GG, babe from Australia. GG, that was pretty GG right there. That was a crazy upset.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing that could be crazier if Sari is able to beat Hero here.